So I get quite a few emails from riders from all over the world, and I began noticing a little bit of a disturbing trend. Well, I found it disturbing anyway, in these emails. And it kind of went something along the lines of, I'm not a typical equestrian, and then almost apologizing for sending the email and asking the question or having the thought and having the opinion. And I thought, hold on there now, hold back. What is a typical equestrian? What is the benchmark we're measuring this to? And maybe we need to get a little bit more intentional about this in our everyday lives. And that's what I want to chat about today. Okay, let's dive in. Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Strides podcast. My name is Orna Leeson. I'm an equestrian trainer and coach, and I help riders, particularly those riding alone without a trainer or coach, to not only improve the riding, but also improve how they think about riding and think about themselves as well. And that's exactly what I want to dive into today, the mindset around what a typical equestrian looks like or should be like, or what their schedule is or what they do, and then the actual truth of the matter. And I think those two things are so far apart for so many riders. Now, I know that there are riders out there. I know there's some of you right now listening and you're thinking, no, I don't care. I am a typical equestrian. I couldn't care less. I am an equestrian and I feel great about it. And that is wonderful. And if that is you, go for it. I think this is brilliant. Okay, do that. But I also know that there's lots of riders listening now who think, yeah, that's me. Because I don't ride 5 days a week and I don't keep my horses at home or keep my horses at the luxury barn, or I don't participate in XYZ discipline, or I don't have the clothes, and whatever it is, okay? And then because they don't see themselves lining up, matching up, because they don't see themselves being like this typical equestrian, okay, quote unquote typical equestrian, they then almost feel like they're like unworthy, that their thoughts, their questions, their opinions, they're just not worthy of taking up space inside of our world, our equestrian world, okay? And I think that's absolute nonsense. I could say another word, I won't, but I do think it's absolute nonsense. And I think that we need to begin changing this. We need to begin changing everything that we feel around this so that we can begin to be more inclusive and to get all of these different opinions, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to be key to our sport, our love for horses, to looking after more horses. It's going to be the key for it all to grow, okay? So I do think, and I've spoken about this in the past, that very often this whole typical equestrian and what they look like and, you know, not being horsey enough, okay, it does kind of come down to probably this long-standing marketing campaigns and advertisements that we've been looking at for years and years. And whether it be like on print or whether it now digital, we have seen kind of what this typical equestrian is. And I'm not a typical equestrian. And first of all, I'm definitely over 28 years old, okay? Like I've passed that. That ship has sailed. We've left there, okay? But not only that, I'm not like extremely wealthy. I don't board at an exclusive barn. I do not choose riding outfits of the day. And I certainly don't choose clothes that's going to match what my horse is wearing, okay? They are not even factors in my thought processes every day. I don't care. I don't spend an hour every day getting my makeup done, getting my hair done, okay? And again, getting my outfit just right so that I match everything going on. The other thing about me is that I'm happy to clean my own stables. I have no problem with that. In fact, I do it very regularly. Clean my own stables, clean my own tack, okay? I very often have hay or lucerne or straw or shavings, whatever it is, in like places where, I don't know, I didn't even know we had places. And I often don't even check that before I go into a shop. So if I'm coming home from the yard, I'm not like looking in the mirror going, ooh, how do I look? Okay. I go in and this is something I have been working on lately. I'm like, come on, Lorna, come on. Like just drag it up a little bit here. But yeah, for the most part, I don't do any of that. Okay. And I think, again, it comes down to what we're being fed in the mainstream media. So many of the equestrians that I know are also not these. Okay. And if I look then at what we're being fed, I don't know. It's just very, very different. I think that if you're feeling unworthy, okay, to take up space, equestrian space, with your questions and your thoughts and your opinions, okay, it is probably down to the vast majority of us, normal equestrians, everyday equestrians, not being represented, okay? And, we can talk all day long about what's right or what's wrong, but I really and truly think that if we want to ask the question, what is an equestrian? Well, to me, it's a person who enjoys building a relationship with a horse or lots of horses, period. That's it. Okay. And what that looks like is going to be different for everybody, whether it's on the ground, whether it's in the saddle, it doesn't make any difference. It's the fact that you enjoy horses, you're keen to develop and to build relationships with your horses. Well, if that's you, which I know it is because you're listening to this, you're an equestrian. Congratulations. Okay. But it still doesn't stop those feelings of being like, oh, should I say that? Or, can I ask that question? And again, this is coming back to the emails I receive and this almost like apologetic tone that I get in them from riders who are like, oh, I'm so sorry, like sending this and I'm not typical, or I wouldn't be average. There's no such thing as that. Like, get that out of your head. Forget about it, okay? I think that your thoughts and your questions are valid. And I think that we need to really and truly begin to work at changing how you're feeling about all that. Because the fact of the matter is, when you're choosing to stay quiet because maybe your schedule or your lifestyle or your riding style or what you look like or what you do or what you think or whatever, if that doesn't match up with what you think a typical equestrian is, you're not only doing yourself a disservice, but you're doing your horse a disservice. And you're also doing all these millions of equestrians who don't even know they're equestrians yet, okay? All of these millions of people who are coming along behind, you're doing them a disservice as well, okay? It is because of the diversity that you can bring, if it's diverse, okay? But it doesn't even have to be. You can think the same as other people. That's fine as well. But it's because we have all these different thoughts, these different, often difficult conversations, and just this level of open-mindedness that I think everybody should adopt. It's because of that we can grow and we can expand. And through that, you can actually grow and expand as well. So if you are not feeling comfortable taking up space inside of horse conversations or horse thoughts or even horse places, I want you today to begin to change that. And you can do it like, it doesn't have to be a massive change within you. But I do think that, yes, we've now obviously come to the realization that you're definitely an equestrian, but now we need to change your belief about that and how you feel about that as well, okay? We need to get you to the point that you feel worthy of taking up space. And I think that is really, really, really important, okay? So what I'm going to suggest you do is start thinking about how, from where you are right now, you could begin to feel more like an equestrian. And I am not saying more like one of the people in the magazines. It's not what I'm saying. But that you could begin to feel more relaxed and more comfortable about being a horsey person and how that is for you in your life. Like, start educating yourself a little bit more about your riding. You could understand more about your horse and what your horse is doing. You could be like, just today, start saying, okay, every single interaction with my horse, I'm going to start getting more intentional about it. And I'm going to notice how that makes me feel, okay? And then maybe make some doable goals and a plan to get there, okay? Things like that, simple things. And also, I think a very important part of this as well is really taking responsibility for being an equestrian and being an equestrian, meaning that you've got this responsibility towards yourself and your horse, the 50-50, the team that you and your horse create together, that you're going to show up as your best version, okay? Whether you feel like it or not. And then just begin to immerse yourself in it. Immerse yourself in all of the things that you are right now and double down on them, okay? I just think doing simple things like listening to a podcast, congratulations, you're already doing that. Brushing your horse's tails. This is like just from my past thing. If you've been around here for any length of time, you'll know that I love brushing horses' tails. It's like this new well, it's not new anymore, but it was this kind of new thing I found back in, was it 2020? And life-changing. Okay. But yeah, brushing tails, okay? Like you could sign up, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, for the all new 2024 Equestrian Fitness Challenge. It is walking based, but when you sign up, you will have a conversation with me each day for 21 days about horses and about riding and about how to improve as a rider and improve how you show up for you and your horse, okay? You could spend 15 minutes each day maybe going through an online course or something like that, okay? It doesn't matter what you're doing. The important thing is that when you begin to get more intentional about how you're thinking of yourself as an equestrian, as a rider, and also then about the actions that you're taking because of that, you are going to begin believing that A, you're an equestrian, and B, that you can take up space. And then once you start believing that, I am going to strongly suggest that you begin practicing voicing your questions. You can send me emails. You can post inside of the Daily Strides podcast online community, okay? There's all different ways we can communicate. You can start to express your opinions, your thoughts, and just getting more involved. You know, when you take the time to do that, you not only are going to change your life by how you feel about yourself, but potentially you can change the trajectory of so many other riders, I suppose, journey with their horse, and it can become more pleasant. They can also feel more included and more that they are really and truly needed inside of the space. And I think that is such an important thing. So it's nothing to do with your age. It has nothing to do with how often you ride. It has nothing to do with where your horse lives. It has nothing to do with your clothes. It has nothing to do with how you look. It has nothing to do with any of that. What it has to do with is your dedication to improving your ability to communicate with a horse. It doesn't have to be your horse. You don't have to own a horse, okay? But to improve your ability to improve the communication between yourself and a horse, and to really just enjoy that interaction, to allow it to become intentional, to enjoy it, and then to be able to contribute into that for you, your horse, and all the people coming behind you down the road, okay? It's a big responsibility, I know, but I think you're up for the challenge. So I would love to hear from you. Pop on over into the Daily Strides podcast online community. Let me know what you think. And then also, if you have not already, get your bum over to equestrianfitnesschallenge.com and sign up for the 2024. It's all new. It's walking and yoga based. My sister joining me. Ooh, and on that note, I have something really, really, really exciting to let you know about. I'm starting a new podcast. Now I'm going to say I'm, and she's going to get upset because we've already recorded this. We are starting a new podcast, myself and my sister. It is, yes, going to be horses, but it's going to be so relaxed. It's just going to be a chat. It's just going to be all the behind the scenes. We might be chatting to a few brilliant people that we know, some of who we have not even met yet. It's going to be so much fun. Keep your ears and your eyes opened. I will be sending an email out shortly about that, and I will also be posting on the socials about it as well. I'm so excited. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. It's not as formal as this. I don't know if you'll learn anything, but yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Go over, join the challenge. I'll chat to you soon. Be good. Bye.